You remember 9/11, right? And how it was used to change and destroy our way of life from our freedom of speech to our right to have probable cause, from mass surveillance to mandatory pat downs, right? No matter it was nearly 20 years ago, they all stuck like uber glue, remaining in place indefinitely. Do you know what was the first thing they did as a prelude to all the police state mandates and applications? I tell you what, they started with changing definitions for key and carefully targeted objectives. They changed the definition of terrorism. Then they changed the definition of a terrorist. Then they changed the criteria for what constitutes terrorism and terrorists. And then, with all that in place, they went about implementing all their desired police state practices towards the synthetic Great Reset. Now they are doing it again, quietly and sneakily. This time under the guise of COVID pandemic, health bioterrorism. The World Health Organization, WHO, just went about doing that. They changed the long in place definition of herd immunity. They wiped out and erased the old definition of herd immunity from their guidelines and website, and all other New World Order global health institutions, guidelines, and websites. That's right, this is very recent. They replaced it with a new definition, one that they are planning to use to create a new global terrorism criteria, by which they will declare not submitting to all dictated vaccination and flu shots an act of bioterrorism, and anyone who does not submit to getting jabbed as a bioterrorist. Here it is. This was the definition of herd immunity used by World Health Organization and globally set standards until just very recently. I'm going to read the old definition. Here it is. Herd immunity, also called herd effect, community immunity, population immunity, or social immunity, is a form of indirect protection from infectious disease that occurs when a sufficient percentage of a population has become immune to an infection during a sufficient or minimum time, which means that a number of immunized individuals are needed for a given time to achieve the goal of collective immunity, whether through vaccination or previous infections, thereby reducing the likelihood of infection for individuals who lack immunity. Immune individuals are unlikely to contribute to disease transmission, disrupting chains of infection, which stops or slows the spread of disease. The greater the proportion of immune individuals in a community during a certain time, the smaller the probability that non-immune individuals will come into contact with an infectious individual. Hocus pocus. And now here it is, the brand new definition under the World Health Organization, WHO, and the rest of the New World Order institutions. Here it is. I'm reading it. Herd immunity, also known as population immunity, is a concept used for vaccination, in which a population can be protected from a certain virus if a threshold of vaccination is reached. Herd immunity is achieved by protecting people from a virus, not by exposing them to it. Vaccines train our immune systems to create proteins that fight disease, known as antibodies, just as would happen when we are exposed to a disease, but crucially, vaccines work without making us sick. Okay, I want you to look at it, okay, side by side. Look at this. In the first paragraph, you see that it is absolutely now defined herd immunity, or more accurately, now is redefined, completely changing the definition as a concept used for vaccination. And look at the last paragraph. Vaccines are training our immune systems because according to them, our immune system doesn't work without first being trained, okay? You have to train your immune system. Okay, this is extremely important, people. And here is where you can see it for yourself on WHO's websites. I'll include the link in the description section of this video above. Now, according to my knowledgeable sources in the EU, with this change of herd immunity definition, the New World Order institutions are set to put in place and practice a brand new definition of bioterrorism, under which thou will be targeted and arrested, imprisoned for not submitting to the global New World Order institutions' mandated vaccines and flu shots. If you believe in herd immunity, you're subscribing to terrorism intent. That would be bioterrorism. If you refuse mandated vaccination or flu shots and medications, you are now a bioterrorist. You see what's happening here, right? I've been repeating myself in all my recent reports, and I will do it again. Time is running out. We must act now. We must unite and act now. I'm not only talking the talk here, people. I've placed all my focus and energy on this. I'm not letting myself get overwhelmed by the enormity of our enemies. So I'm starting here in Florida with my main focus on uniting millions of pro-liberties and pro-sanity people here in the great state of Florida. Yesterday, I launched our Florida Unites Against Mandated Insanity opt-in campaign. With this campaign, we must unite millions here in Florida, but do so speedily, very quickly. We must act now. Time is running out. Because first, it starts with uniting. Then we'll take the next big step. And I have formulated that step. I'm not going to let them preempt it by letting them know now. But right now, let's focus and take action and help bring us together, united, saying Florida unites against mandated vaccine, mandated lockdown, and mandated mask. Florida, opt in and join our movement. Get others, whether family members, friends, or co-workers, to opt in and join us. Do it now, do it quickly, time is of the essence. The link to our opt-in campaign page is provided above in the description part of this video. The time to act is now. Opt in. I also have posted it on the homepage of my website at Newsbud. Click and fill out the form with your name, city, state, and zip code in Florida. This will help us organize our regional and local chapters here in Florida. Together, we can. Thank you all. This is Sibel Edmonds, connecting with you from Naples, Florida.